So my last video got me thinking, what can I squeeze out of my 1080 running Ergo, both with the ETH enlargement pill and without the ETH enlargement pill? And the reason why I say that is because when I'm not running the ETH enlargement pill on my 1080, I can usually overclock it for more. Where if I'm running the ETH enlargement pill, if I try to crank up the overclocks, it just says no, go to hell. So, what can we squeeze out of this 1080? That's our question for today. That's what we're going to find out. That's what we're going to experiment for today. Especially considering how I've said this before. I said this in the last video. And this is basically just experimentation. This is to prepare for the future, for when Ethereum goes away and we need to move over to different coins. Right? That's what this is for. And I can already hear your comments. Oh, but there's someone so-and-so already tested this. I don't care. I didn't test it. I'm going to do what I want. This is my channel. So hit the like button, subscribe if you guys are new. Let's freaking do this. Let's go. All right. So I have it set up here. Why is my 3060 so oh, because I lowered the fan speed on that. Yeah, that. Hold on. You can chill. You can chill. Hold on. I gotta fix this. Okay. So going to my 1080. Here we go. This is the overclocks that I have it set at if I'm running the ETH enlargement pill. So we are not running the ETH enlargement pill right now. That is not, we're going to do our test without it first. Because I have a feeling with the ETH enlargement pill, we're going to get some crashes. Actually, you know what? Let's turn on the ETH enlargement pill really quick. Just so we can have a base to compare to. Alright, so I just turned on the ETH enlargement pill. And so I want to see the base to compare to. So I know that the hash rate's going to go up with the ETH enlargement pill. Let's see what it goes to. And then we're going to turn it off and we're going to mess with the overclocks on it. The 1060 surprised me. Like, heavily surprised me. We got that freaking card up to 50 mega hash on Ergo, which was awesome. It's awesome. So let's see what this settles at here. Now, for obvious reasons, it's a 1080. I know it's going to get much higher hash rate than the 1066 gig. Obviously. I want to see what it goes to. Okay, so I think it's going to settle around 68, if I remember. We haven't messed with settings yet. Okay. We will, but we haven't yet. You can see the overclocks right over there, so you're fine. Come on. Come on, show me one more. There you go. Okay, so 67.68 is what it stayed at. All right, so this is what we're going to do. We are going to kill the ETH enlargement pill. And now we're going to crank up the memory clock. So before the ETH enlargement pill, it was 45.33. So we're going to start turning up this memory clock. And see what happens. What did I have it at? 400. All right, so let's go 500. So I want to see if we can get to that at least close to 60 before we kick the ETH enlargement pill back on and we start messing with that. It still has to drop down because I killed the ETH enlargement pill, so just give it a second here. And while we're waiting, do me a huge favor. Let me know down in the comment section if there's any tests you want me to run on any specific algorithms or coins or whatever. Let me know down in the comment section below. Keep in mind, I only have 4 cards available currently. I got my 1066 gig, I got my 1080, 2070, and 3060 version 2. So if you'd like me to test a certain coin, I'm more than happy to do so. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to learn, have fun, all of that. So that's why we run these experiments, to see what we can do with specific cards on specific algorithms. Okay, so it went back down to 45. So we got 45.66. I don't think it's going to go any more than that at 500. Let's get a little crazy. We're going to crank it up to 700. Before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and save this video. And then we're going to crank it up. All right, so here we go. We're going to go ahead and crank this up to 700. Like I said, we're going to get a little crazy. We're just going to skip ahead. And the reason why I said we're going to get crazy and skip ahead is because on the 1060, I was able to do that. Like, we just skip ahead. Just go on. We went to 1,000. We shot for the moon. And we made it. We didn't explode on the way over there. So sitting at 100, or 100, 700. Okay, we're starting to see it's going up. So 46.99. I don't think we're going to make it to that 60. I don't even think we're going to make it to 55, to be honest with you. Because if I crank this memory clock all the way up, I don't think we're going to see that much of an improvement. I mean, we will, but I don't think it's going to be that big. Now, here's the other thing, too. We noticed the fan speed increased the hash rate when we got it at 55 on the 1060. Would it do the same here? I don't know. We're going to find out. Once we crank up that memory clock, then we'll mess with the fan speed and we'll see where we settle at. We will mess with the power limit a little bit too, and see if that has any effect on it as well. Like if we turn up the power limit a little bit. Not crazy, but, you know, just at least a little to see where we settle. One thing also I noticed too is that this 1080, because it's been repasted with new thermal pads and all that stuff, it runs drastically cooler than my 1060 does. Because that, again, if you watch that video, my 1060 is a five-year-old card, and it needs repasting and, you know, new pads and all that stuff. So I gotta order some, because yeah, I gotta do that. Okay, so we settled at 48.38. So let's go ahead, crank it up. I'm gonna save the video again. We're gonna crank it up to, let's just go to 1,000. Let's go. Let's do it. Why not? 1,000 to the moon. All right, here we go. Crank it up to 1,000. I think that's the max it'll go. That is the max it'll go. To the moon. We're good. No crash. Usually, like, if it was gonna crash, it'd be an immediate crash. Cranked up to 1,000, just like the 1060 did. Good sign so far, but let's see where our hash rate goes to. Thinking at 1,000, maybe 52. And if it goes to 52, that kind of sucks without the enlargement pill. Not gonna lie. And the reason why I say that is because the 1060 cranked to 1,000 on the memory clock went to 50 mega hash. So let's see where you go. Come on. 48.79. That's not a big improvement. I need to see more. You got to give me more out of that. You have to at least pass the 1066 gig. I understand, you know, the enlargement pill is not running right now, but you got to at least go past the 1060. You can't be embarrassed by a 1060. Come on, 1080. Come on. Especially same brand too. Like, they're both EVGA cards. You know, they're both SCs. Wow, you're going to be embarrassed by the 1060. How dare you? How dare you? Come on. You're going to be like that? You're going to be like that. All right. It didn't move. Like, it moved 0.40. That's it. 0.40. All right, let's mess with the fan speed. 55 was the sweet spot for the fan speed. We're going to go ahead and touch that. Let's see if that increases the hash rate at all. Those temps, though, I'm loving those temps. 42? I'm loving those temps. Absolutely. Those temps are fantastic. That efficiency is bad. This thing is getting stomped on right now by the 1060. We went down in hash rate. Oh my God. All right, all right. We're gonna put it at 55. We're gonna give it a little bit extra power just to see what happens. You know, every card is different. We gotta treat every card differently. So far, this is embarrassing, 1080. It's really embarrassing. How could you, how could you show your face like this? Oh man. I feel so bad for you right now. Oh, wait, he's making some ground. Making some ground, increasing that power limit to 55. You gonna go to that 50 at least? Come on, you gotta at least match the 1060. I know you still got more in you. You know, we're gonna figure that out once we go to the enlargement pill. But come on, you gotta at least match it before we hit that magical Viagra pill for you. Come on, do it. Do it. 50. All right. Okay. Yeah, at least matched it. Your efficiency sucks. Big time. But your temp went down? What? I increased the power limit and your temps go down. Okay. Okay. You know what? I'll give that to you. I'll give that to you. All right. All right. Tell you what, you settled at 50.68. Let's go to 65 on the power. Your card, you're staying cool, man. I don't gotta worry about you. I don't gotta worry about you. You are the coolest running card right now. All right? Coolest running card. And keep in mind, the 2070 is a monster of a card. The cooler on that thing is redonkulous. And it's been repasted, new thermal pads, all that. It's just a freaking monster of a like, it's big for no reason, right? Like, that 2070 is just big for no reason. I'd rather it have 3 fans instead of like it just being as freaking monstrous as it is, to be honest with you. But whatever. I mean, I just mess with these cards, you know? But this 1080 is the coolest running card that I have, hands down. All right, so we dropped some hash rate. Yeah, okay, so we're dropping hash rate being at 65. What about 60? I know I jumped up 10. Maybe it was too much. Maybe, I don't know. It was probably like, what are you doing? That's too much for me. I'm not that kind of girl. Maybe the other thing too is not accepting any shares. That's the other thing too. So keep that in mind, right? Where the 1060, as soon as I hit that 1,000 mark on the memory clock, accepted share, accepted share, accepted share, accepted share, over and over and over. So that's another thing to keep in mind here. But come on, show me what you can do before we give you that Viagra pill. In this case, it's a little green pill. Come on. 60 power. Come on. You're just going to stay at 50.61? Is that where we're going to be at? 62. Okay, so that's where you're going to settle at. Okay, so 55 power seems to be a sweet spot. All right, so that's what we got. 50.68. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to reset the memory clock back down to 400 is where we started at. I'm going to drop the power limit. I'm going to leave the fan speed where it's at. 55, I'm going to leave the fan speed where it's at. And then we're going to turn on the enlargement pill. I'm going to save this before we start messing with that. All right, so I went ahead and I turned on the enlargement pill. So here we go. It's going to jump up. We know where it's going to go to. We've done, where we saw it before, right? We got our base. So the objective is to crank up the overclocks as much as possible before we hit a crash. Because, like I said, I mentioned before, the enlargement pill, when I turn that thing on, it causes crashes from overclocks if I overclock too much. So we know where we're going for. And we'll see what we can get. All right. I would like to maybe get close to that 2070. We can get close to that 2070. We're in business. I don't think we're going to. That's a big jump. I don't think so. but we don't know. We won't know till we try, right? That is the whole purpose of this video today. We won't know till we try. I'm just waiting for it to settle, and then we're going to start messing with stuff. Once it settles, good to go. And while we're here, if you haven't done so yet, hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you guys are new. There's a lot of new people who watch the channel, watch the videos, and I appreciate every single one of you guys. On our way to the moon. Let's do it. You guys got me to 1,000 subs? Freaking love it. Awesome. 5,000. 5,000 is next. Let's go. You can make this happen. I know you can. I have faith that you guys can make it happen. All right, 67.12 seems to be where we're settling at. I'll give it one more, and then we can see what happens at that point. Okay, and like I said, if there's any other tests or anything that you want me to do, please feel free to let me know down in the comment section. Okay, let me know, and I will do my best to run those tests. Got to keep in mind my cards. All right, keep in mind my cards. I already have it planned. Like, I want to mine Raven coin. I want to see what we can push out of the cards on Raven coin. All right, so 67.12. Let's get to it. I'm going to go ahead and save this, and we're going to start cranking up these overclocks. All right, so on the memory clock, we're going to go, let's go 600. All right, we're going to be a little bit conservative here. 600. And the reason why I'm going to be a little bit more conservative, again, because the ETH enlargement pill is active. That's why. That ETH enlargement pill, it's scary when it comes to overclocks. It will crash. At least that's what I've had happen before on other 1080s. Before this 1080, I also had a 1080. It was a gigabyte 1080. That thing I couldn't overclock for nothing. That one was, it was a card that was sent to me from a subscriber who the card was defective. And so I sent it to be repaired because it could be repaired. So I sent it to be repaired. I got it repaired for it was like a little under 200, something like that. and the thing is, like, I couldn't really game on it even after repairing it. It's still like I could game on it, but I couldn't really overclock it much. So I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna mine on it and see what happens. And so I did. All right, so here we go. Here's something interesting. On the enlargement pill, I increased the memory clock and it's dropping hash rate. So we're gonna increase the power. I think it's because it needs some power. More power. Because when you turn on the enlargement pill, it pushes the card more. So I'm thinking it needs more power. That's my logic. And we're going back up. So we increased the power limit to 55, and we're going back up on the hash rate. All right, so we settled at 67.12. We need to get it more. We need to push it higher than that. So what can we do to push it higher than 67.12? That's the question. So 66, come on, show me another block, or not block, but you know what I'm saying. 69. Nice. 69.70. We got it going up. So, just like so many sexual innuendos right now. We gave it the Viagra pill. Now it's doing 69. Okay. I mean, that's what we want. We want it to go up on hash rate. That's the whole plan, right? All right, so 69 is where it's settling. We went 69.70, 69.62. I'm gonna let it go one more, so we can see. It's freaking cold in this room, and I left my jacket out in the living room. Okay, so let it go one more, and then what we're going to do after we get one more is we are going to increase the hash rate again. Oh, share rejected. Invalid share. All right, well, that's okay. So 69.62 is what we're settling at. That's okay. Invalid share happens, right? Like, that happens. I don't know if it was because we increased the overclocks, though. That's something to keep in mind, because if it does that again, then that might be because the overclocks are too much. I don't get that often, but it does happen. But it could be that it's just an invalid share and it's just not a, you know, like it found a it was working on a block or whatever, and it's like, nope, this one's already done. You were here too late type of deal. It happens. So we already know 69.62 is where it's settled at. Let's see where it, let's see if it can accept another share or not. 69.16. So now it's going down. Let's see here. The core clocks didn't change. Memory clocks haven't changed. So I don't know what caused that to fluctuate down. I mean, it only went down by 0.02. That's not a big deal. All right, so let's go ahead and we're going to save this, and we are going to crank up the memory clock to 800 now. All right, here we go. 800. Let's see it. 800. I want to see if it goes up. I really got to get my jacket. I'll be right back. I'm going to get my jacket. It's cold in here. All right, so I got myself my jacket and I got myself a drink. So, cheers, guys. And it looks like we settled at 71.14 to 11. I'm just going to say we settled at 71. All right, so that's a good sign. That's a good sign. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and put it to that magical 1,000 number. Let's see what happens, guys. Fingers crossed. I don't want to see a crash. Not after all this. Fingers crossed we're going to get something good here. Oh? Oh, it's magic. You know. We're not done experimenting either. Okay, so now that we increase it to 1,000, we're going to see where it settles at. And then we are going... Oh, we dropped. Ooh, interesting. It dropped down to 69. You know what that means? That means we need to increase the power limit. That's what that means. Okay, so I'm going to let it go one more. And then we can see what happens exactly from that point. Because after we hit 1,000, we need to start messing with the power limit and see where we can get. All right, so it's going down 69.37. Let's go ahead and do 50, not 60, 57 on the power limit. Actually, you know what? Let's go 60. I'm sorry. Let's go 60 on the power limit. Let's go up by 5. 60 on the power limit. And if it increases, then we will go 57 to see if it drops down. And then we're going to go 62 to see if it increases again. If it increases again at 62, we're going to go to 65. Okay, so that's the plan. So cranking it up to 60, hash rate started going back up. Now I don't know yet if that is because of the power or if it's just because it's still fluctuating. We're going to leave it here for a second. I'm actually going to make a cut right here so we can go ahead and check it out. Okay, so something interesting happened. It looks like we hit the limit of our 1080. It stopped mining. 1080 stopped mining. I guess it's too much. I don't know. Maybe if we turn it down to 900 on the memory clock, it'll start mining again. We might have to restart the miner. Let's turn it down to 900 and see if it kicks back on. But that was interesting. Okay, so if it's gonna do that at 1,000 and it kicks back on at 900, then I think we reached the limit of what it can do. I have to sneeze. So far, it's not kicking back on. So we're gonna restart the miner, and I will be right back. All right, so I restarted the miner, and at 900 on the memory clock, power limit 60, the 1080 is at 75 megahash. That is not bad. It's not bad at all. That, I think we just had to restart it. I think it kind of just, I don't know if it's soft locked or it just kind of just was like, no, I ain't doing this. I don't know. But we're going to leave it running for just a second. I want to see, because it's gotta settle, right? Like, I just turned the miner back on and it's got to settle somewhere. So we're going to see where it settles at, and then we'll come back. All right, so it's settled at 75.15 and it's accepting shares. That's the important thing to keep in mind. It's accepting shares. Now, I'm greedy. I am. So we're going to go to that 1,000. I want that 1,000. I want to see if we can get that 1,000 stable without it doing the error that it did. Okay, so we're going to go to that 1,000 again. I want to see it. I really do. All right, so we're at that 1,000. If I have to turn up the power limit, I will turn up the power limit. If I have to turn down the power limit, I will turn down the power limit. Whatever I got to do, I want to get that, you know, as much as we can. That's the whole purpose of this. Or else, you know, what's the point? Like, if we're not going to experiment, what's the point, right? It does not like that 1,000. Okay, so let me turn the power limit up. Let's go 62. There it goes. Okay, so the fact that we got that invalid share, that's the power limit being like, no, it's not, or not the power. That's the card being like, nah, I ain't doing it. Okay, so it doesn't like the 1,000. If I turn the power limit up, will it fix itself? That's the question now. So we turned it up to 62%. If it does, if it turns off the mining for the card, I'll restart the miner again, leave it at 1,000, and I'll have the power limit up. So right now, power limit's at 62. Let's see what it does. Let's see if it accepts shares. That's the important thing. That's what we got to keep in mind. Will it accept shares? All right, so we're going back up. 75. 75.58. So we're already higher than where we were at. It's not accepting shares. It's rejecting those shares. Okay, so let's restart the miner. All right, so I restarted the miner. As soon as I restarted it, the 1080 starts accepting shares. So I'm wondering if it's because I have to restart the miner once I get to a certain point. I don't know. 76.80 is where we're at right now. And funny enough, it's drawing the same amount of power as the 2070 is. But 76, I said I wanted it as close to that 2070 as possible. 76 is very damn close to that 2070. That is really damn close. Again, ignore the 3060, right? The 3060 is dead on hash rate right now because I'm recording this video. Okay. But the 1080 is doing a hell of a job. Really is. And I'm going to increase the power limit once it settles. I'm going to increase the power limit to 65. I want to see what happens. Okay. Because I mentioned it before, the ETH enlargement pill, I think it's because it's requiring more power, and that's why we're getting the invalid shares. So we're accepting shares. Look at that. All right, and it looks like we're settling at 76.89. So we'll see where we get to as far as the 1080 goes. I think we can get to 78. I think that's where we can get to. I think that's where it's going to settle at. I don't know. We won't know until we actually mess with it some more. And we're going to mess with it by increasing that power limit. There's nothing else that we could do here. All right, so there we go. Let's go ahead and increase power limit. Let's go 65. Let's see what it does. Hopefully it increases it some more. If it does, awesome. And, you know, I'm okay with the card heating up a little bit more. I mean, the card is like super cool right now. 46C. Whew. Super cool. So let's see where this 1080 settles at. 76.87. So it's staying around the same. It's not moving. I need you to move up. I really do. And I need you to accept some shares so I know that we're good. Okay? Because if you're not accepting shares, I don't know if we're good. Come on. Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. 76.86. So it looks like it's not moving anymore. Let's go down to 64. I know micro stuff, but that's the whole point. That is the whole point. I'm not touching the fan speed. 55 seems to be the sweet spot for the fan speed. We're going to leave it there. Come on. Come on, do it. Nope. 76.86. That's where we're stuck. Okay. So 62 on the power. It looks like we hit a limit, guys. We hit a wall. That's it. That's it. Unless I crank it up to the 70 for shits and giggles. You know what? Let's do it. 70 on the power. Let's go crazy, guys. To the moon. To the moon with a drink in the hand. Why not? All right. It's power is not affecting the hash rate at all. It's staying at 76.84. So 62. 62 with 1,000 memory clock. 55 fan speed gives us our best hash rate on my 1080. That's where. Oh, look, it accepted a share. Good for you. Good for you. It means you're not bugging out on me. You're still dropping hash rate a little bit, but all right. So let's go back down. 62. All right, that's it, guys. That's the experiment. I know. It's a very long video just for something so short, but you know, at the end of the day, that's what we're here for. It's for experimenting. I have so much fun doing all of this nonsense. I really do. Like, believe it or not, I have a ton of fun doing this. It's freaking 1:30 in the morning and I'm messing with hash rates and stuff like that. Come on. Come on. You know I'm having a good time if I'm doing that. You know I am. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. Everybody, have a good rest of your day, night, whatever. And hit the thumbs up. Subscribe if you guys are new. Cheers and happy mining.